Ah, the life of an intern. Interns come in such a wide variety of species. In this documentary series, the Miscellaneous intern group will be observed and studied. We begin our journey at National Rural Electric Cooperative Association in Arlington, Virginia. Though the habitat of NRECA exists elsewhere in the country, this habitat has the most wildlife to observe. The habitat is teeming with wildlife, with over 700 employees residing in the building. The area is surrounded by local watering holes, such as Chipotle, Which Wich, Nando's Peri Peri Chicken, and Big Buns. You will often find our interns milling about down in Cooperative Plaza, eating from the nearest food source. We begin our journey on the 6th floor. The 6th floor is famous for a critical piece of habitat known as the help desk. This area has been known to help all of the wildlife that resides within NRECA. Also on this floor, we discover our first intern that falls into the miscellaneous category. This particular specimen is known as Brennan Arvo. Brennan, an information technology intern, arrives to the 6th floor at approximately 8:45 a.m. every morning. After a treacherous drive through the wilderness that is the DC metro area, Brennan needs coffee to get his day started. This ranges from 1 to 3 cups, depending on how much energy was expended during the journey. Brennan interns with Team Gigawatt, an application development team in the IT department. They work on NetForum, an association management system that business users in NRECA use on a daily basis. Team Gigawatt is responsible for developing, maintaining, and enhancing this application so users across NRECA can make proper decisions. One of the most commonly used features of this application is the reporting service. Every department in NRECA runs reports from NetForum for information such as financial information, acre contributions, or even certification programs. One way Brennan was able to help was prototyping a new way for users across NRECA to view these reports. Currently, these reports run in NetForum, are flat and display in an Excel file. While this is okay for some reports, there are more modern ways of displaying this information. This Brennan works on Microsoft Power BI, a dynamic way of viewing a report on a dashboard. This allows the user to filter through a report and find correlations, view geographical locations, all while seeing numbers like you can in Excel. Brennan also helped other teams in the Apps 3 by writing scripts to make deployments and maintenance tasks easier to improve the efficiency of the software development talent in the IT department. This will give developers more time to do their job and worry less about tasks that are now automated for them. Brennan also worked on the Youth Tour project, as he was a member of the web development team. At the end of the day, this Brennan packs his bags and goes back home to Virginia. Our journey deeper into the NRECA wilderness brings us up to the 9th floor. Not much is known about this floor, other than they house 2 vital pieces of the overall habitat of NRECA, the Office of General Counsel and Education and Training. There! It is another wild intern in her natural habitat. This one is known to most as Agnes Kim. Agnes is a rising 4th year at the University of Virginia, where she is studying computer science and education. Her habitat is the Department of Education and Training. Agnes appears to be working on a variety of projects within this department. Much like the noble beaver that has many tasks to build their dam, Agnes has many tasks to be successful as well. The first task we see her with is helping the rest of the E&T department. Currently, she is customizing some rolling slides for their programs, helping to populate the mobile app and assisting with the content management. A large project that Agnes was a part of was managing the ENT SharePoint site, where she helped to design it so managers could record and retrieve important information more efficiently. What a sight to behold! One thing that brings all the interns together is the cross-collaborative project. The Current had 4 different teams. This particular Agnes worked on the web development team. The biggest project that this particular Agnes is working on is the event management system and the speaker management system. The project included requirements to improve internal department collaboration, which in turn improved the team's overall efficiency and reduced setup time associated with programs. This project also had Agnes working to assess the ENT technology and to work collaboratively with the vendor and project team to ensure that the custom-built application met the requirements of the team. Finally, Agnes worked to implement a new Tip of the Week program, where she would send out weekly tips to the meetings and planning and the ENT departments. As we journey out of the education and training department, we find ourselves on the opposite side of the 9th floor. It is rare to see 2 biomes interacting in such a space, but we have journeyed into the realm of the Office of General Counsel. The next intern on our list resides here. This intern is known as Rachel Gramlich. Rachel is from the local area of Bethesda, Maryland, but travels to upstate New York for her educational needs at Hamilton College. Rachel is a math major, an EMT, and plays rugby. Sounds like she could break you, then stitch you back up if she wanted. At NRECA, Rachel participated in the cross-collaborative intern project. She was on the Real Asians team, where she was instrumental in making sure that the tasks the team had were completed in a timely manner. In the Office of General Counsel, Rachel spent some time working on the HIPAA SharePoint site, where the HIPAA policies will be stored. She set a yearly reminder to update the policies, so that long after she is gone, much like the ancient Greeks, people will still appreciate what she left behind. She also developed and updated the Records Management and Enterprise Risk Management SharePoint sites, an invaluable resource for her team. The Records Management Manual is crucial for following the same guidelines across NRECA to maintain records. This particular Rachel spent a significant amount of time in developing this manual. It will be posted on the Records Management SharePoint site, where it will help record owners be more efficient and uniform. The 25-page document refers to both physical and electronic records. The physical records appear to be housed at Iron Mountain. No, not that Iron Mountain, this Iron Mountain. Iron Mountain is an outside storage company where NRECA stores thousands of boxes. This Rachel specimen serves as the main contact with the Iron Mountain representative. She clarified pricing, contracts, and reconciled inventory records. After doing this reconciliation, the rest of her team met with employees to discuss the destruction of their boxes. The destruction was a long time coming. 97% of the Iron Mountain boxes were placed in storage before 2010. Some date as far back as 1988, and no one has touched them since. It would be unsurprising if they found the Ark of the Covenant in this warehouse. That's how backed up it is. Rachel's team is working to reduce storage by 1,500 boxes, and then buy an additional 5,000 more through the end of 2018. This will be able to reduce the cost of Iron Mountain storage, of which NRECA has spent nearly $800,000 already. By decreasing storage needs, they will be able to save $18,000 by the end of 2018. As we venture out of the 9th floor, we have one more stop on our journey. We must make our way up to floor 11, deep into the labyrinth that is the Government Relations Department. Myths and legends hold that there was once 2 interns in this area of the habitat, but only one has been seen in the last 3 days. The specimen is affectionately named Zach Eichten by the local population. This particular Zach works within the Regulatory Affairs group of the Government Relations team. He is from Minnesota, where he also attends college at St. John's University. He migrated down to Washington for the summer internship program. He seems bewildered and unprepared this morning, as it is going to rain and he has no umbrella. His shoes are not typical for a work environment. It's almost as if his normal shoes were caught in a freak escalator accident earlier this summer. Though Zach seems reclusive, being in an empty hallway of cubicles, he actually enjoys moderate contact with the outside surroundings throughout his day. In regulatory affairs, Zach has been working with Jan Allen, a different species of regulatory specialist, on a series of case studies called the consumer-centric utility. A consumer-centric utility introduces and targets new technologies and ideas to bring to their consumers. The consumer-centric utility does not provide services because of any government mandate, but because it's a service their members want. This particular Zach is on a phone call with one of these fabled consumer-centric utilities right now. Though we are too far away to hear exactly what he is saying, his lips appear to be saying the word Benton REA over and over. This is probably in reference to the Benton REA in the Pacific Northwest, who offers services such as broadband internet as well as a boastful portfolio of over 95% carbon-free energy options. Nearby, a stack of papers hold the name of more cooperatives across the country. Could this be what Zach is researching? The first cooperative is Bandera Electric in Texas, whose broadband services are so advanced they outpace speeds in major cities. Finally, we notice this Zach is sending out some emails with the subject line, "The Current." The current could be in reference to many things, as it is a great electric-based pun, but is most likely in reference to the Current Youth Tour Professional Network. He worked on the advocacy and relations teams, where he helped with the LinkedIn page as well as connecting with key stakeholders to make sure the project was a success. The 4 interns that we have covered in today's miscellaneous category have 4 different experiences in the habitats they call home. NRECA is home to a large variety of local wildlife, and the interns are just one piece. Without the support of the leaders in the habitat, these interns would flounder. As we leave, remember not to tap on the glass. We don't want to spook any of the remaining wildlife.